welcome back. Today I'm going to be telling you how I published my very first book completely for free. I published this book earlier this month, early January, and I have not paid a single thing towards the publishing or the printing of the book. And I'm going to tell you how I did that. It can be so hard to get your books published because it has to basically be what one person is looking for from the publishing agency, and even then it's hard to get your name in the door, your writing through the door. It's just a difficult process to go through. It is also a process that is really, it takes a lot out of you to be writing these things that you love and then sending them off and not hearing anything back. So what I did to publish my first book of poems, called Some Things From Inside My Brain, is I published with what's called KDP through Amazon. So it's Kindle Direct Publishing. Anybody can Kindle Direct Publish. You just need an account. I went onto Canva and I made my book. I did it how I liked. I chose my font. I did everything so it looked the way that I wanted it to look. And then I went onto Kindle Direct Publishing, which is kdp.amazon.com. I signed in with my Amazon account, and it looks like this. So I went onto Amazon Direct Publishing, Kindle Direct Publishing. I signed in with my Amazon account and it brought me to this section. I'll include it right here. And it just says create a new title, Kindle ebook and paperback. And basically you can include book content, upload a manuscript, use the free creation tools to create children's book, educational content, all that. And you can create your book cover with Kindle Direct Publishing. And then I have, it'll allow you also to create and manage a series if that's something that you want to do. And then it'll have at the bottom your books, and it'll show you how much you're selling them for each platform and each marketplace that it's available. So Amazon.ca, Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk will all have different, because it's a different marketplace. And then it'll also allow you to promote and advertise, as well as allow author copies. And then at the very top it has reports, which tells you what you've sold, how much money you've made, all that. And then there's another tab that says community, and then that'll tell you there's places that you can ask questions of people who have done this before, everything like that. It's a real community. What I did to create my book of poems is I took poems that I had written years ago and I went into Canva, so canva.com. I chose my images, I chose my font, I chose colors, everything, and I saved it onto my desktop as a high quality PDF. So, and then it'll give you the option, high quality PDF with crop marks and bleed. Do not select that. You don't want crop marks, because then that adds a little where the PDF ends, basically. The page on the PDF ends, and so it's where it would be cropped, but Amazon figures that out itself. Amazon will crop it itself. Amazon has certain sizes itself. And so the cost for all of this so far has been $0. Once you have your book into Amazon and it's on your bookshelf and it's being checked over, you put your content in. You can create a cover. That's what I did. I got a picture of the color that I wanted it to be and just put that in. You can choose the font of your title. You can choose if you have a subtitle or not, your author name, and then on the back there's a picture of me because I'm the author. There's a description of the book as well as a description of me, and then on the inside of the book it has a blank page, and then your first page, your foreword, your acknowledgements, whatever you want. The content of the book is up to you. And then at the back it has manufactured by Amazon.ca in Bolton, Ontario, and it has a barcode. My book is 27 pages, and so you have to have a book of at least 100 pages to have spine content, and that's essentially it. You can just put your author name and your book title on there as well, so when it's on a bookshelf you can tell what it is. Once you've chosen everything, your content's uploaded, your cover's uploaded, you then go through and you choose how much it's going to cost. You choose how much royalty you want, so you can get 30% or 70% when I was doing it. With the paperback books, Amazon takes a cut of your royalties for printing. I think my book costs $2.15 to print. So you then, once you've chosen your royalty amount, you then choose your price, and it'll tell you if you list it for $6.99, you'll get this much in royalties, this much after printing. So it tells you all that information, and then you hit submit when you're ready to submit it, and Amazon looks over it. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing has really good customer service, so if you're having issues with something, if you want something, if you need help, then you can email them and they will get back to you within a couple of hours. Look over it to make sure it looks good, to make sure the content is all fine. My book deals with some pretty heavy content. It's got poems in there about like mental health and other things, and so basically when they're checking the content, they're just making sure it's not like really awful. It does ask you to put an age on your book, so you can put it in categories. I chose poetry, obviously. You can choose up to 2 categories and it'll show it on there, on that like the marketplace for that. So if you choose Canadian poetry, for example, will be shown on the Canadian poetry page. There is an option to choose an age range, but you do have to specify if it deals with mature content, and then it won't be shown to anybody under the age of 13, I think. And so I checked that box. So my content, when it was being checked over by Amazon, was not an issue because I had already mentioned that it was going to be adult content. Once that is all done, you just wait for it to go live, and once it's live, it's on Amazon. Once it's live, it's literally on Amazon, and you can start making royalties that very day. And that is basically how I published my own book completely free. That is basically how I published my book. It was really user-friendly. I didn't have too many issues publishing it. I had a few issues with Amazon accepting the book. Basically you have to go through, you upload your manuscript, and then, which was my PDF from Canva, and you have to go through and accept it, and if things are outside of certain margins, it'll get denied, it'll get declined. So I had a little bit of issues with that, but other than that, that's how I know how quickly they email back, because I did have to get on customer service and be like, what is the problem with this, because it looks fine on my end. Other than those few little issues, I had no problems publishing this. It was pretty easy. Okay, so that is how I published my very first book of poems completely for free. I will leave a link to the poetry book in the description, of course, and I will also leave my Instagram and everything. If you have questions about this process, please do not hesitate to ask. I would love to be able to help whoever I can with this process, because it's literally so much fun, and I would be honored to help you get your book published. I just think that would be so much fun. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.